for Tuesday, September 30th, which is the last day of September. In this video entitled 1 year anniversary of Helene, I was supposed to make it Sunday, but a lot has been going on since then. So that being said, let's get into the video in 3, 2, 1. Sunday makes 1 year since Helene specifically hit Georgia. A day prior, it hit Florida. And I think on the 29th of September, which would have been Monday, it had hit the Carolinas. I'm quite sure it hit some parts of Tennessee as well, but but I know for a fact it hit Florida, Georgia, and the Carolinas. You know, some parts of the state got it worse than others. I know a neighboring city, I think, which is east of me, well, northeast of me, that was got it worse. But we'll go. But I'll say this: around 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, I was still asleep. That's when Helene made landfall on September the 28th of 2024. I was I was asleep. Everybody was awake. You know, I slept through the whole, you know, thing. And lo and behold, I kind of woke up the next morning and I noticed trees was falling down, power lines was falling down. Everybody was, surveying the damage. You know, well, hello, Liam D, XD. Hi. Anyway, so a lot of people were surveying the damage, and let's just say it looked like a literal war zone out there. Trees on top of cars and uh, everything. It was just basically a very surreal moment. Why would you want me to split the camera? This will look like as of now, but it wasn't like this. It wasn't like this a year ago, pretty much. Yes, we still reeling over this, but when I say that Helene hit hard, she hit hard. And Some was out of power for like a week, almost a month. I know we was out of power like, I don't know, a week or so, and it just it was kind of miserable. And then gas, the only places around here that was serving gas was Friendly Express because they had a generator. Hell, even some people around here had a generator. Those powering their homes and all that. We ain't had a genie. We didn't have a generator, so we had to survive the way well, we survived it. And those long lines get gas and food and what have you. And this went on for almost about a month and a half. Excuse me. So this been going on for a month and a half. And the thing about that is we're out of power for that amount of time. Excuse me. So sorry about that. I had to go into the house. Anyway, so we so that so basically we were basically raw dogging it for as terms of power for the next week and a half. Next couple of weeks, 2 weeks and a half. Some people didn't have power for the next almost a month, and even then, some had generators, and they fired their genies, and they had it running for, you know, they had it running until they had power. And we didn't really expect we wasn't prepared like we was, you know. Sure, we had hurricanes that came through, but it wasn't as bad as Helene, and it didn't tear down trees and uproot trees and have trees on top of houses and cars and all of that. It wasn't we didn't think it was going to come through like that, but it did. But Ladies and gentlemen, I say it did. It did. It was. It was. It was bad. It was bad. And it's just when it looked like a literal war zone. So reflect on how it did now versus a year ago at the Helene. If a hurricane like that would have come today, I'm quite sure we've been ready. We have stockpiled a whole lot of um, food, gas, water. There was warning stating that go to the nearest shelter or go to the nearest, low-lying area, which, you know, or go, to the safest part of your house during a tornado. But a hurricane is kind of different. And again, some did sleep through it. Others, well, and there was some casualties too. I know one of the local firefighters here, I know for a fact was one of the first casualties. And there was more casualties. It's just and to date, Helene was the highest grossing hurricane since Katrina. I can still imagine some people still, cleaning up to this day, thanks to Helene. Hell, there's some people still cleaning up after Katrina. But that being explicitly said, I'm your host, Council Hollister, for Tuesday, September 30th, the last day of September. Tomorrow will be the first day of October. And I normally see my mod Frankie in here, but I guess Frank is working. Or probably spending time with family. I do have a second channel. It's called the Carrington Hollister Network. If you're still watching this, go subscribe to said channel. Where I talk news and real world events. On this channel, it's transitioning to a vlog style review and reaction video. Till next time, your host Carrington Hollister 4. September 30th, Tuesday. And wherever you are in the world, whether it's morning, noon, or night, I wish you nothing but the best. And I want to thank you, and I want to appreciate you for watching this live stream. Till next time. Let me sign off.